Hi everyone, it's a Draftaholic's guide to Temur Energy, and we're going to get you ready for Nationals 2017. And Julian To is going to tell us all about this deck. How does it work, Julian?
So this deck is Temur Energy, and it is currently the best deck, quote unquote. It put 3 copies in the top 4 of GP Denver, which just happened last weekend. It lives up to its name. About 3/4 of the deck either uses or creates energy, and it thus creates some very powerful synergies. And every card, has a strong enter the battlefield effect.
All right. So, what are the threats like in this deck? What are you hitting with?
Well, the deck starts off low with just simple cards like a Long Tusk Cup, which can just take over the game by itself if it goes unanswered. You've got Servant of the Conduit, which ramps into your bigger spells. Your 3 drops are very familiar cards in Rogue Refiner and Will of Virtuoso. Both of them create incredible value. Your Bristling Hydra is another hard to deal with threat. And as we said earlier, your Servant of the Conduit can ramp to your big spells. And in this case, you've got Glory Bringers and Sky Sovereigns.
So you've got a lot of threats. What are the answers like? What else have you got in the deck here?
Well, staying true to a lot of mid-range strategies, you just play 8 answers. In this case, we have Harness Lightning, which is effectively, a Doom Blade, because we have so much energy. It's very rare that you don't have enough energy to kill something. And then to top it off, we've got 2 Magma Sprays, which are a concession to like the fast creature deck, so zombies and mono red. And you've got 2 Abrades, which is just a versatile answer which hits most things in the format.
And so, what is this deck going to win against? Against the field that we've seen lately, why is it the best deck?
Well, again, true to most mid-range strategies, your matchups are very well-rounded. There's no decks which are really hard to beat, and there's no decks which are just have a unwinnable matchup or unlosable rather. So you tend to be good against other decks which try to also outgrind you in terms of value. You draw a lot of cards, your Glory Bringers kill creatures, so you can easily, stymie the aggression from zombies. I mean, they can also grind you out. The fact that all your cards either replace themselves, or not replace themselves, but all your cards have an effect that make it, more than just, a stupid XX that just hits hard. So you can probably beat strategies like Control as well. So
you're getting value from all your cards, including your lands over here. There's a very varied set of lands. What value are you getting from your lands?
So all your lands... So, like a lot of your lands provide additional value. For example, Lumbering Falls is a creature land. Your Sheltered Thicket helps you cycle. This deck loses very easily to just flooding, and having cycling lands really mitigates that. And of course, you play Aether Hub, which is the energy land of the format.
Yeah, you've got to get energy as many ways as you can. So, if there is any weakness of this deck, what is it? Where are you gonna get beaten?
I'm not I would say that you lose to decks which do a unique thing and do it very well. Mm-hmm. All your cards try to be versatile. You are the marquee mid-range deck of the format. It's one of the reasons you're the best deck is because you're okay against everything. If a mono red can go under you, sometimes your ramp decks can go over you. You don't present the fastest clock without a Long Tusk Cup, so ramp decks can go over you. So I think, once again, it's a very generic mid-range deck, and they usually lose the decks that go a little bit bigger.
All right, so let's look at the sideboard and try and work around those big decks and the very fast ones also. What have we got in the sideboard?
So most of the cards in the sideboard just kind of plug holes in the deck. So you've got Radiant Flames and Beak Chandra as a sweeper against decks like zombies. You've got Negates against control decks or the blue-white approach deck. You've got an extra Braid as just an upgrade to an answer. If you're playing against a particular deck where none of their creatures die to Magma Spray, just bring in a Braid instead. You've got Confiscation Coups to deal with bigger creatures, especially in the mid-range mirrors. Not only is it good to remove a creature, but if you steal them, then you get a 2-for-1 out of it. And then you've just got a Tireless Tracker as just an additional value creature.
Okay, so for Nationals, this is currently the best deck. How many people do you think will be playing it?
Well, yeah, given that it just won a tournament last week, unless something drastic happens this weekend, I would expect, most people to just default into this deck.
All right, excellent. So thank you, Julian, for going through this deck with us. And if you want to play the current best deck, then give this one a go.